90. I mean, we could just do, instead of doing this as an auto load, right? So if I change this to a color rect, and let's just set it to black. Black background. Let's set this to 90, but anchor it at left, right, 0.5. No, that's not right. That's, oh my god, it's all relative. So the bottom is 1? No. 0. Oh man, yeah, this rotating GUI, it just Jesus Christ, what am I, how do I do this? Okay, I can use a pivot offset, right? And I could do the pivot offset to be like negative its size. Nope, positive its size. 568. And then 540. Nope. $100. What? Why is increasing this offset moving it diagonally? So what I really needed to do, I think, from the very beginning is set up like a viewport for each player and then rotate the viewport. And then that way we'd be able to just use a camera system. Alternatively, we could just sort of rotate at the last second and try and manage everything within that. Or I could just leave it like this for now and fix it later once we get through some testing. Interestingly though, what if I grabbed a camera? Or a canvas layer? Huh. Godot. Let's say like UI or GUI rotation. Let's think. Okay, so that will be like that. And we could just position it. Wait. The node's rotation around its pivot and see rect pivot offset. So we could dynamically update its offset with code, right? I think that's just going to get a bit too complicated. So we pivot offset by the size. Okay, no. So I can bring the pivot offset to like roughly center, right? 270. The problem is that the size of this. So that's what I was saying with code. We can set the pivot offset to the center, but we don't know what the size of this is ahead of time. So I guess that's going to be easier than using a viewport. The other alternative is to rotate the components inside. Like we use this player 1 to define the bounds, and then we rotate everything as a whole centered within the center container. But then, but then the pivot's going to be up in the top left anyway, right? So it doesn't matter whether we pivot this. We're still going to have to work out the center point dynamically. Yeah. So you're right, robotic head. So let's just swallow it and do the dynamic stuff. Okay. So when we're ready, then we're going to grab our size is equal to rect size. There's no point in doing that, but I just wanted to get the autocomplete, so I knew I was using the right property. So we've got our rect size. So our var center is equal to the rect size over 2, right? And then I guess our rect pivot offset is equal to the center. And then we say, before we do the color change and the rotation, we do all that. It's interesting because for some reason the rotation, I think what got me was the rotation before the pivot offset somehow made a difference. Oh yeah, it's rect rotation. Okay. And then we've also got to figure out why our button isn't working. So might as well do that now. Okay, so what is happening with this weird pressed state, huh? So we got pressed. Can we just make it unique? There, now it seems to kind of work. There's something weird in the UI there that's making a difference. Okay, so the rotation didn't seem to work. And the press state's not working either. Okay. So I'd like us to pick a better color than this. Oops. So I think you can right click here and pick color, which is really cool. I just learned that on watching someone else the other day. So I think maybe like somewhere around there. Sort of a maroony color. And then we'll use the exact same value but just hue shifted to green. What? There we go. And then let's just hue shift that to a green. All right. Yep, that's how you can feel sometimes. All right. I don't know whether those colors are much better, but they're a little easier on the eyes. Okay. So if we remote debug the scene. Okay. The rect rotation doesn't really seem to be persisting. Okay, that way it worked. So why is it not staying in place? So if I manually set it, it's fine. Oh, there. For some reason, when this player... Oh, I see what's happening. Yeah, this is something really weird that I ran into earlier. So only one button can get a focus in Godot, which makes sense for most UIs, right? For most applications, you can only really click one button at once. And because most games don't use split screen, it's especially mobile applications, you don't expect the user to be touching two buttons at once. And so the way enabled focus mode, keep press outside. Yeah, so essentially you can never have a button that has focus when another button also has focus. It just doesn't work in the GUI system at all. So what I think I want to do is maybe just have an empty star box for focus. And that way, yeah, there we go. Now the thing is by making it green now, it kind of looks weird because the one player's color is green. Could make it like a yellow. They don't make it really obvious. That's maybe a bit too yellow, isn't it? There, okay. So I think that's going to stand out enough between both players. And now let's figure out what's happening here. So if we put a breakpoint after we set the rotation, let's just see if the rotation's actually getting set. Yeah, so our rect rotation is set. What errors do we have here? Ah, cool, we don't need that anymore. Blunk. Where's our application gone? It's on a different desktop. Where'd it go? Huh. So maybe it's up to the parent to set the rotation. And that's interesting. Well, that would happen after all of this processes.